Guys, it's me, Regina from G Boogie Crafts. So today I am going to do the Dawn dishwash power effect on a tumbler, a plastic tumbler. So I'm going to use the Dawn, the power wash. I'm going to do the whole thing. I'm going to use the paint. I'm going to use the power wash. I'm going to epoxy it. So you guys are going to see the whole entire video from top to bottom. Once I complete the video, I'm going to go ahead and post it in the group. Make sure you guys check me out on YouTube and Instagram. And I hope you enjoy the video. Alrighty, let's go ahead to get to making this tumbler. Today, you know what, you guys, is a beautiful day to paint. So today I was like, it's beautiful. I can paint. It's here in California. It's a cool 70 degrees. So I'm loving it. The temperature is just right. So I'm going to go ahead and do this for you guys today. So once again, comment below, like the video, share the video, check me out on Facebook and Instagram. And yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. Bye. Okay guys, so we are here. I have already cleaned my tumbler bottle. I have my tumbler here, bottle here. I've turned my handle upside down because I found that that's the only thing that will fit into the tumbler top for me while I'm painting it. So with that being said, I do use the Lidman scrubber. So I use it for my tumblers. I use it for my metal tumblers as well. It works really good. So, like I said, it's the plastic tumbler. I've already sealed off the top with painter's tape, so I do not get my paint onto the area where your mouth will go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and spray this bottle. Today we are going to be using blue and gold. So I will show you that and show you how I'm going to spray that. Use the Dawn Power Wash as well as the gold and the blue paint. Today I think I'm going to do my base as gold and then do my top as paint. So I'll show you guys that as well. Today I'm going to put kind of a big hole right here because I want to do an effect where I can put a picture in there and it kind of looks like it's going to pop out. So yeah. All right, let's go ahead and get this started. Okay guys, so I am using, like I said, for my base on my tumbler, I will be using the Rust-Oleum 2X, and I'm using the metallic gold. So this is the one that I'm using. Hopefully you guys can see that. I know it's a little glare back because I'm out here on my patio. Let me turn it this way. So that's the one that I'm using today. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my tumbler. When I spray, I tend to do like bursts. Okay, so I don't just spray. I do bursts of sprays and then I cover my tumbler. Now keep in mind, your tumbler does not have to be perfectly covered. The point is to get the gold on the tumbler. So let's go ahead and start doing that. I just kind of, let me get in the camera. I'm sorry, you guys, so you can see that. You see how I'm just covering it? Not through the whole entire tumbler. But the gold seems to cover pretty easily. Then I do the bottom. Get my bottom. And so there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and let that dry. Let me get to this side so the sun is not so much reflecting on it. But that's completely covered gold. Okay, like I said, it does not have to be perfect. It's just about covering the tumbler so that you get that base coat. And yes, my bottom is done. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and let this dry. Now, I'm using the metallic. I've heard people say that, you know, the matte, the shiny, the glossy, that all dries differently. I don't find that to be the case. I let each one dry as they do. I just make sure that I clean my tumblers, I sand my tumblers a little bit, and then I spray them and allow them to dry. And so I'm going to let this one dry for about a good 10 to 15 minutes. And then when we come back, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the blue paint and the Dawn Power Wash. So that's the tumbler. It's the 2X metallic. You can get that at your local hardware store. It's a really good color. I even use it on my rolling trays. So, alrighty, I'll be back, guys. Okay, guys, we are back. So I have let the tumbler dry for a good 10 to 15 minutes. So as you can see, I'm turning to the side because the sun is really reflecting off of this gold. But this tumbler is completely covered in gold. Like, that light just does not do it justice, but this gold is just like banging, like for real. It's showing through on that. So I don't know if you guys can see it, even if I put it up against me in the white, but that's the gold color that you're gonna see. So anyway, people be doing all of that. I ain't doing all that. I'm gonna step back. That's the color of the gold. And so hopefully you guys can see that. So anyway, I am using today the Krylon Color Max, and my color is gonna be a gloss true blue. So that's what I am using today, the Krylon Color Max. I don't know if you guys can see that. Hopefully you can. So I'm going to spray this, and then I am also going to spray the Dawn Power Wash. Okay, so this is the paint that I'm going to spray on top of the gold. Okay, so we'll be back, and I'm going to go ahead and grab the Dawn Power Wash and show you guys that effect. Okay, so I have the Dawn Platinum Power Wash. So this is what I'm going to spray on top of my gold tumbler first. And then I'm going to top it with the blue Krylon paint. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn the camera so that you guys can see me doing that. All right. So here is the gold tumbler. Like I told you guys, I'm going to go ahead and spray that with the Dawn Power Wash, spray it with the blue paint, and then rinse it. So there we go. Here we go. Just keep in mind, I'm trying to keep a big circle kind of right here. So when I spray, I'm going to spray a big patch kind of right here. And then after that, I'm just going to kind of spritz, spritz, spritz the bottle. So here we go. And then I'm just going to kind of hit it. Not a lot, just where you want it. It doesn't have to be perfect. So there we go. And now I'm going to come behind with the paint. I'm going to spray it with the blue paint. Remember, still spray in bursts. Doesn't have to be perfect. It just wants to cover the bottle. And then we're going to go ahead and rinse it with the water. I usually have mine on the shower setting, and you just want to just lightly get it. I hope you guys can see that. I've rinsed it, so I'm going to go ahead and keep rinsing it until all the soap comes off. And there we go. That's the hole that I wanted. And then just around the bottle, you can see the gold peeking through. So here is where I'm going to put my picture before I epoxy. So I don't see any more soap on it. Now, some people tend, I still spray it a little bit more. Some people tend to dab their bottles with a towel to get off the excess water. But honestly, I just shake mine off. I kind of hold it around the painter's tape, shake it off, and let it kind of dry on its own because it's still going to kind of seep out of the paint. So I hope you guys can see that. Let me turn my camera up. So that's what we're looking at here. So there's the whole effect that I wanted. You guys see that? And then it just kind of peeks through on the rest of the bottle. Okay. I even have a big hole here, so I might put like a saying in there or whatever. Just be creative with it. So anyway, that's the bottle. That's how I do that. That's the technique. So spray paint your bottle, put your Dawn Power Wash on there, spray paint with your top coat, and then rinse it off. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and let this dry, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to apply whatever I decide to put in there. We're going to epoxy it and do the whole thing. So there you go. I hope you guys can see that pretty good. There you go. It's already starting to dry, honestly. So, okay, guys, I am back. So now I'm about to mix my epoxy. I actually use the amazing clear cast. I actually prefer this one, but as you epoxy and mess with resin, you'll learn to get the one that works for you. So that's just the one I use. So of course it comes in part A and part B. So they have usually cups in there that they give you when you buy the Amaze. So I do use these cups to measure for my tumbler because my tumblers do not require a lot of epoxy on them. So those cups are actually perfect. So I'm going to start and I'm going to pour B. And you always keep your cups flat. I just take it up to the very first line, to the very top. And I'm going to go ahead and pour that into my cup here. And then I'm going to do A. Same amount, same measurement. And if you notice, A is just a little bit thicker, or actually a lot thicker than B. So I do take it up, let it settle out, and make sure I try to have as much as of a even measurement as possible. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour that in for my A. Try to get all the excess out. And then we're going to store. But the beauty of these silicone mask stirrers, I call them, is that it really whips it up quickly, easily. You don't have to really go the whole 3 minutes. So I'm going to stir this, of course, and get this. It's usually supposed to be stirred for about 3 minutes, equal parts, 3 minutes. Always keep your tool to the bottom of the cup so you have less air bubbles, but you want to stir it until it's completely mixed up and clear. So I'm going to go ahead and stir this. So I went ahead and stirred up the epoxy. It is super clear right now. So I'm going to go ahead and let that sit for a little while. Let those air bubbles come up to the top. You guys can probably see it. I don't know. Let me see. So you see those air bubbles in there. I'm just going to let that sit for about a minute or two and then allow that to have those air bubbles come up. You can actually see them coming up now. So I'll let that sit, and then we're going to go ahead and epoxy the tumbler. All right, the bubbles have come to the top, so I'll let those rise up and come out as much as possible. And now I'm just going to go ahead and turn on my turner so that I can apply this epoxy. I did put my decals on. I chose some butterflies this time, so I used my Cricut to cut out my butterflies, and this is actually printable vinyl. So that's what you're going to see on the cup. So I'm going to go ahead and pour. Let me move this over a little bit just so we can get it a little bit out of my way and it's not like right on me. Okay. So here we go. I always start pouring just a little bit at a time, and I kind of spread it over the cup because I think that we should not be wasting epoxy. Like, ooh, no, no. So as you see, I spread it on the cup as it turns for me. And I just drop a little bit more each time. And I just make sure to kind of go up the cup to the lid so I can get it going around. And of course, you're going to lose some of the epoxy, but the point is to get it really so that you can get it around the lip of the tumbler. And I usually just take mine all the way around until it covers. Do like a little bit more there and bring it back around. So. Now, as you guys can see, I don't take mine all the way to the very bottom because I do go back and I add in, or I add on the bases. So for this one, since my bottle is gold and blue, I'm probably going to do my base and my cap a blue color. So I just come right up to the very edge of it and take it around. Enough. Make sure it's kind of all over. My gloves are a little big, but it's okay. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and let that turn. This is going to go like all night. I'm just going to let it turn. So we'll come back tomorrow and see what we've got going here. So there we go, guys. That is how I apply the epoxy onto this tumbler. I probably put a bit too much on this one. It's okay though, because this one is definitely going to be mine. But the excess is fine. It's just going to keep turning and dry. So, okay, I try to make it as smooth as possible so that way it can dry as evenly as possible as well. All right, there we go. And my excess epoxy that I still have left over with the glitter, I'm just going to go ahead and pour that into another mold so that I don't lose the epoxy. All right, guys, we'll see what this looks like in the morning. Hey guys. Okay, I have finally finished this tumbler. It is all dried and cured, and this is the end result. Let me step to the side so you guys can kind of see that. And I went ahead and added a pretty butterfly to that. I absolutely love this tumbler. I went ahead and put my gold caps on that. So yeah, this is what ended up happening and coming out on the tumbler. So I absolutely enjoy it. I'm really thinking about keeping this for myself, but I'm gonna put it up. I just might have to make myself another one, even though I cannot duplicate that pattern. I'll try to get one similar to it. So anyway, this is the tumbler. This is the end result. I'm gonna take a picture of that and post that for you guys. See that butterfly? And I'll also post below the paper that I used. I used printable vinyl for the butterfly, and I'll post below everything that I used. Alrighty, hope you guys enjoy it. at that. Look at that. Pretty, pretty. Okay. Talk with you guys later. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Bye.